Good morning. Good morning. So it feels like I haven't been on for a while, which I guess I haven't. And I kind of took some time off a little bit. I really needed it, and I'm also rethinking my business model. A lot of things are going on, and I'll talk about all sorts of little things today. I see people are starting to come on, so good morning to those of you who are on. Don't forget to put your name in the chat. If you authorize StreamYard to use your Facebook profile right at the top of this video, then I will not have to ask you constantly for your name and who you are. But if you're not doing that, then you can just when you chat to me, and please do so, ask me questions, say hello, say good morning, and then just tell me who you are, because unfortunately with StreamYard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be seeing this as a Facebook user if you didn't authorize Facebook to use your profile. When you're coming on, please say hi to me in the comments. I can see somebody saying Facebook user saying good morning, but I don't know who you are, so please put your name, because I can only see your names after the StreamYard when I go back into the Facebook group, so I can't see it right now. So if you want me to answer your questions and know who you are, then tell me your name in the chat box. So for those of you who might be new or maybe haven't been here for a while and are not really sure what's going on and who I am, of course it's Debbie. Good morning, Debbie. I expected it. I'm very happy to see you. So I'm Sveta, and I am in Montreal, Canada. I'm a professional, a little bit everything real estate. So I started as a home stager 16 years ago in 2006. And I've done a lot of work locally with vacant homes and lived-in homes. And I work a lot with real estate investors. I work a lot with people who are wanting to renovate and flip their houses. I'm working a lot just with people who are just plainly selling their houses. So anybody, and also actually for a long time, I was working with people who wanted to furnish and decorate their houses for Airbnb specifically. So I've developed that type of expertise as well, which I actually applied to myself because I'm running an Airbnb myself these days. So I'm actually really enjoying it, and I will be probably looking to buy maybe my next property pretty soon. Good morning, Michelle. I see you on. And what else I was going to tell you? I was going to tell you that I have a very busy week this week, which is, for those of you who haven't seen a couple of my Instagram stories or posts, I'm really not good on Instagram. I'm trying, but it's really not my forte. I just don't have enough time to get everywhere. But my daughter's wedding is actually happening, and it's happening this coming Saturday. And it's the third time that she is postponing it. So it was supposed to be last year, and then of course because of the pandemic it kept getting postponed. So finally it's happening this coming Saturday. So I don't have a lot of involvement in it. She organized everything herself. She's amazing, but of course, you know, we still have to do all these things, like make sure that I have a dress and shoes and enough outfits for the weekend, because it's almost like the wedding is kind of covered. It's going to be in the countryside in a really nice bed and breakfast, like hotel place. So we're going there for the weekend, and making sure, actually that's my hair, which I'm going today this afternoon to the hairdresser to make sure that she fixes my hair before the wedding. And then, you know, all this like makeup and nails and all the things that I'm not used to doing. So it's a lot of activities, making sure that, you know, I go get my my legs shaved. Like, this is like crazy. Okay, I never thought there's so much preparation going on for a wedding. I think kind of it mushroomed, but it's going to be beautiful, and everything is set, and I'm just praying that it's going to be a beautiful day. It won't be rain. So I'm very stressed and very happy for my daughter. So this week I'll still be in the group, and of course I will be available. But as I was mentioning, I've been doing a lot of thinking and rethinking my business model, rethinking what am I doing with this group, because as maybe some of you know, there is a big problem with Facebook right now, because they're really making it hard for Facebook groups to be active. And they're making the algorithm in such a way that most people are not able to see the posts, and the posts become less and less visible. So unless you engage and you're really interested to be here, and if you're really interested to be here, then you really need to keep engaging, making comments, doing things, maybe even doing like messaging with me, because that's how the Facebook algorithm is going to push you forward, and it's going to keep showing you the posts in the group. And if you don't engage, then slowly you're not going to be seeing anything from this group. And so what I also had to do is I have to remove some people from the group, because when you have a lot of people who are just sitting in your group but they're not active, they're not doing anything, then the Facebook algorithm also drags that group down and starts showing it less and less to potential people who are interested. So I am, when I ask you if you want to stay, it's not just like a frivolous thing, because I need to identify the people who are really interested, who want to be here, who want to participate, who want to work with me on their home staging or home selling projects, whether you're selling or not selling. But everybody else who just comes in because they're curious but they're not really doing anything, I'm slowly going to remove. Last week I removed about 60 people already, because I've never even seen them. I don't even know who they are. They've never once engaged. So I'm just mentioning that not to like threaten you or anything, but this is the reality of Facebook today, and unfortunately I have to work with that, because I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this post. And so I need to make sure that people who are interested are actually accessing them and seeing them and are engaging with me. Okay. So today I'm doing something very, very different and a lot of fun, and something that I've been postponing. I've been procrastinating for whatever reason since, few months ago, since late spring probably. So actually, it's a very interesting. It came from clients. Okay, originally I was getting requests from clients, and the requests were to help them visualize the space that they wanted to redecorate. So there are a lot of different options. So some people, I remember the first lady, one of the first people who asked me that, they actually moved into a new home and they had like the basic stuff, but they couldn't figure out how to best utilize their great room and the dining area and the family rooms was all on the ground floor. And so they could not visualize what type of furniture they wanted to buy, what style they wanted, how much furniture, what type of things would look best there, like a sectional or an L shape, or just a regular couch with some chairs. So they just could not see it. And because they could not see it, well, they couldn't really shop for it, and they were just kept on procrastinating. And so they kept living in the house, basically with the whole of their ground floor not being vacant. So that was one of the situations. And then sometimes I get clients who just want to redo something, one of their spaces in their house. So whether it's the living room, the great room, or it could be, usually that's what it is. I would say the most cases, it's probably that's where people get stuck the most. It's especially if you have an open concept, then it becomes even more difficult to visualize, even for me as well, because when you have a square room, or unless it's like really oddly shaped, but if you have a regular room, it's a lot easier to imagine what the furniture would look like if it's a bedroom or if it's a dining room. But something like a basement, for example, which is an open area a lot of times, or your ground floor open area concept, where you could use spaces in different ways also. And I'll show you an example of that. I actually prepared a little presentation, so I'll be able to show you real examples. Then it becomes a lot more difficult, and not just for you, also for me. So there is something that I've been thinking, and I know you probably remember in the old days, or even now, some decorators, if you hire a decorator, they will come and they can see, like, usually I have this ability to actually visualize and see what would look good in a room. But then you have to demonstrate that to somebody, right? To a person who is not able to visualize. And so that becomes very difficult. So what some decorators used to do and still maybe do is doing sketches. Okay, so they do sketches by hand and they draw, approximately what the room looks like, and then they kind of just, place for potential furniture on it. So that's really nice. But instead of doing that, I've discovered that there's all sorts of apps and softwares and applications that allow us to do something like that in a much better way. It's simpler, it's faster, it's better, and it's really pretty amazing. And I'll show it to you. It's pretty amazing how it can help you visualize what the room would really look like, and decide. You can do several options, 2 or 3 different options if you're not sure, and then that helps you make your decisions and avoid potentially very costly mistakes. Because the other problem, what I find, it's a little bit like when I do vacant staging. So I'll tell you what the issue is because when you do a vacant staging, or if you're trying to furnish a new house, or even if you're trying to redo something in the room that you already have, but you want to incorporate maybe, just some new pieces of furniture, it's very hard in your mind to put everything together, right? So you have like one piece, you say, okay, well, I think I'm going to need a sectional. I'd like to have a sectional here because I'd like to sit down and watch TV. Okay, so what style sectional? How big the sectional should be? Each section, the corner sectional, or is it a lounger? Which way? Is it to the right? Is it to the left? Then how do you position it so you can still have the nice flow of the room, so it's not too big or it's not too small. Speaking about too big, that reminds me, a few months ago, actually, in this group, there was a lady who put some photos up, and she said that she had a really, really big problem because, I'm not sure, but I think she was moving into a new house, and she thought she took the measurements, but her living room was actually odd shaped. It was a little difficult. It was kind of narrow, and it started like as soon as you walked into the front door, from what I recall seeing on the photos, is you walk in and you kind of to the right, there has a living room right there, and there was only one specific place where it was possible to put a TV on the wall. And so she thought she did all her measurements, and then she found an L-shaped sectional couch that she really liked. She bought it on Wayfair, I think, or Amazon. I know she bought it online. And so when it arrived and she started assembling it, she realized that it was way, way too big for the space that she had. So that was like a big problem, because especially today, it's very difficult to return furniture, especially if you buy something online, like on Wayfair. I've never done it, so I would imagine that it is possible, but it's also must be quite difficult to return, a whole big like sectional couch, which is humongous, several boxes, very heavy. So it probably generates a lot of extra costs for you if you're going to do that. So that woman was really stuck. I don't think she wanted to return the couch, and so she was trying to get help from the group, and specifically from me, on how to best position that couch inside the space that she had, so it would still, look as best as possible, and would allow her to walk through. So that was like, it was not an easy situation to resolve. And then somebody says you can, but you have to pay for it to be returned. Yeah, so I'm not sure who it is, because I'm seeing Facebook users. So give me your name. Yeah, I know I've bought stuff on Wayfair and Amazon before. I've never bought like huge pieces of furniture personally. I know you can return, but I know it's also costly to return them, because like I have a hard time if I don't see, touch the quality. Also for me, I think especially if it's something like a lounger or a sofa, it's important to sit on it to make sure that it is comfortable, that it's wide enough or not too wide for your size and all this stuff. There's a lot of measurements, but I know also people buy them, and especially now there seems to be like quite a shortage of furniture available in different parts. I know it is the case in Canada now. Let me know. I think it's the same in the US, because I was talking to someone actually last week, and she also told me that there seems to be like not an easy task right now to buy some furniture and have it delivered quickly. Debbie. Okay. So for all of that, what I was thinking is that it would be great if I could do something easily and affordably, for the clients, to help them visualize, give them a visual idea of what my suggestions are and how to best utilize the space that they have available, right? And then give them some ideas on what the floor plan should look like in a room, and maybe even go further if they want, and actually even provide the shopping services as well, some suggestions. So without further ado, I think it's going to be easier. Let me share my screen. Unless you have any questions, comments, just keep talking to me because I'm seeing them. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you. And my phobia is technology, right? So let me just make sure that this is going to work. And you tell me. Okay, are you guys, so I'm sharing my screen, but now I have no idea what's going on because I can't see any comments, but okay. So let me, and I don't know, honestly, I'm not sure how I can see. Let me see if I can put my other thing. Okay, right next to it. Okay, I think, tell me if you're seeing my shared screen. Does that look good to you? Are you able to see what I'm showing you? Yes? Please say yes so I can continue. Are you seeing the shared screen? You seeing the picture of this space that I'm showing you? Okay, well, I'll assume that you can see it then. Yes, okay, good. So this is all these photos I'm showing you. It's all absolutely real, and it all comes from customers and clients, and they all gave me their permission to use. So I was talking to this client. She's actually in this group, so I'm not going to reveal her name without her permission, but she gave me permission to use her photos. And they just purchased their potential retirement home in Florida. So she doesn't live there yet. She just bought this house, and she was, obviously there's a lot of things to do, and one of her things that she needs to do is to figure out what furniture she is going to put where, what furniture there's a couple of pieces that she'd like to bring with her from where she's living now, from her home, and there's other furniture that she would like to purchase. And so she asked me to help her to do a walkthrough and discuss, just brainstorm what the space should be utilized for, the different spaces. I'll show you the spaces that we discussed. And then she's interested in visualizing. Once they decide what space serves which purpose, they're interested in visualizing and getting ideas from me and brainstorming with me on how best those spaces should be utilized, what kind of furniture, what size of furniture, what combinations of furniture, and how to best place them. Now, the reason I started with this photo is because I kind of surprised her. I kind of completely surprised her, and she did not expect it. Is this space, as you can see, there is a front door, right? You're walking in, and then you have this big open space to the left with a really nice light fixture. Now, the previous owners were using this space as a dining room. And to me, it really seems to be kind of bizarre to be using the space as a dining room. I was just not seeing it as a dining room. There is a reason why they were using it as a dining room, because what you cannot see on the photo, but their kitchen is kind of next to this space. So I understand the reasoning behind it, but nevertheless, even this client, Bernie, she told me that when they first walked into the house, they thought it was weird to walk in and see the dining room as the first space that you're seeing, right? So right there, I kind of had a little feeling that I might want to change things around. So let me show you her other space. So here you're basically at the front door. So you see this big open space would be on your left. and then you see this other space straight ahead, and I'll give you a close-up. So this is more of a close-up of this space. So the previous owners, I saw the pictures of how the house was before they bought it, and it was just very odd. Everything was very odd. They were using this space kind of like a sitting area, family room, but nothing lines up, right? If you look at the picture, you see that the walls, there is a door in the middle of this wall because it's a bedroom. It's a master, I think it's a master bedroom in there. And so nothing lined up. So it's very difficult to create like a living room space where people can actually sit and talk to each other. So all their couches were off-centered, and it just looked very, very odd. So also the other consideration for this room is that you need to be able to walk through it easily because you have the lanai, the outside porch in the back there. You can see the patio doors, okay? So those were like the main area that we were working with. And so my first reaction was to inverse everything. So I suggested that she should make this space into the dining room, because even if you have to go around the wall for the kitchen, from the kitchen, you know, it's kind of like a more formal dining room, which they would not be using often anyway, because there's just the two of them under normal circumstances. But when the family comes, you know, in my opinion, it's not that far to go. And there's also another little trick is that from the kitchen, there is another exit to the lanai, and then you can just go through the outside to go into the dining room. So to me, it kind of made sense. And then I wanted to use this space as a living room space, because to me it made a lot more sense. And so now she just wanted to discuss it with her husband. She flew back to her home, and we'll be talking some more probably this week to see if they're agreeing to my idea. And if they are, then we'll move on to the next step, which is actually showing them what the spaces could look like. So I'd like to get your input on, tell me what you think. Do you think it makes sense what I suggested, or do you like the idea of having the dining room at the entrance to the left and that open space, and then try to organize? The photo is not with lanai, the photo with lanai door is not, okay, hold on. What's happening here? It's not changed, says it's not changing on the screen. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's not changing. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? Just give me a second. I am going to stop the screen sharing. I don't know why it's not working. Why is it not work? It's not sharing, eh? Just give me a second. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to try to, okay, so you all see me now, right? I'm going to try to share it differently. I actually had a backup plan, a plan B. So I hope that, okay, window here, floor plans, share. Let me see. Okay, can you see this now? Are you guys seeing this? Say yes. Are you seeing that this is the lanai? This is what I'm suggesting for the dining rooms. Tell me if it's working. So this is the original, the first space that you see as you walk in. And then this gives you like an idea of the open space and what I'm suggesting to become a dining room. And then this is more of a close-up to what I'm suggesting becoming a dining room, whether they had more of they tried to make a living room out of it, but it was really not successful. So just tell me, please. Oh, what did I do here? My goodness. Hold on. Well, I guess I just, okay, hold on. The technology is not cooperating with us today. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Give me a second here. I think I just closed my PowerPoint presentation. This is really not cooperating. Okay, here it is. And okay, just a sec. I'm going to reshare. I apologize. Share screen. Like I said, technology is not my friend today. Here, now it should work. Okay, great. Yeah. So, yeah, somebody's, yeah, I think it's Debbie, I guess Michelle. Yes, I agree. The dining area should be by the line. I apologize. Yeah. So this is what we're working with. Okay. And I'm showing you this because I want to show you examples of real situations where you could apply, something like that. So first of all, our consultation was all about helping her brainstorm, and sometimes just, like they say, having two set of eyes is better than one. So by walking through her house online, everything was done on Zoom, I was able to suggest to her that she should start by inversing the rooms, and it surprised her, but she also agreed with me. She really thought that it made a lot more sense. So as I mentioned, so now we're looking to work probably on, dining room is pretty straightforward, right? But this room is not really straightforward. So this is where we have questions on what kind of furniture to put, what size furniture to put, how to place it, how many pieces, where would, the TV go. They don't have to put a TV in here, to be honest. They probably won't, because they have another like family room where they would be watching TV. But how to best organize this furniture, because also remember, when people walk in, this is like the first room that they're going to be seeing. So it's very important. So I wanted to show you this as a what do you call, work in progress. Okay, so this is the project that I'm currently working on, and hopefully the next step will be that service about floor planning that I'm going to be showing you now. Well, I partnered up with a lady in this group. Her name is Michelle. She's also in Florida, actually. And we work together. So I help the clients with, brainstorming, getting their ideas, figuring out what they need and what they're looking for. And then Michelle helps me with the technical side, and we work together to create what's called the renderings, which are the images that the client can actually see, and then they get an idea of what their room will look like. And all of that takes place on real measurements. Okay, so it's as real as possible. So this is an example that I actually took from Michelle. And as you can see, this is a real photo. I did not do anything to them. As a matter of fact, you can even see the person there. I just noticed it when I was placing it, taking the photo. So this is somebody's actual, living space. There's a living room here as part of the dining room. You can see, this is what the person submitted, but they wanted to do some changes, and they wanted to have an idea of how they could recreate that space differently to correspond to more, like updated, and correspond more to what they would like. And this is the after the discussions with the client, this is one of the ideas that Michelle came up with, right, for potential redecorating. So I will go back for you to look at. So this is the original space. As you can see, there is a fireplace here in the middle. There seems to be like mirrors around. So it's a little outdated. The furniture is definitely outdated. The room is kind of not very big. It's not very wide, and there's a table in the front. So instead of having that, this is what she could have as a potential look. Now, it's not necessarily exactly the same, and there's different variations. So this is just one of the ideas, but I hope you'll agree with me that looking at something like that right away makes you realize that you could just have, for example, the TV on this wall, which makes a lot of sense. Then you also have your focal point, which is your fireplace, and then you will be very comfortable sitting there and watching the TV, watch the fireplace. You have a much smaller table, and it's just a totally different, updated look. Okay, so let me know. So I'm just going to go back to your comments here so I can see. And Michelle says they were wanting to update floors, patio doors, fireplace texture, etc. So the client was interested in actually doing the work, and they were willing to invest. So it all depends. Each project is different, of course. It all depends on the budget and the client's ideas. But the biggest problem of all, and let me know if you have the same problem, is to be able to visualize what the space could look like when it's all put together. So maybe there's one piece that you like maybe there's a carpet you're in love with, or maybe an artwork you're in love with, or maybe potential couch. Usually the couches are the worst, they're the hardest things to place, but maybe it's something that you really like, but then you don't know how to make it all work together, right? And if it's the case, please let me know what you're thinking. So as we're going along and I'm showing you examples, I can get your thoughts a little bit. So let me show you another example of Michelle's. So this is a dining room. So somebody who had, a very normal looking everyday dining room, which is not really even being used so much as a dining room, as a toy storage area, right? So you can tell that the person has kids. And then the other thing that kind of I noticed about this area is that everything seems to be pretty mismatched, right? So the table doesn't go with the antique hutch, which she probably inherited from her family. And then there's this odd looking light. Like, it just looks a little old fashioned, and nothing goes with anything. So again, this is an example of what that room should and could look like, to help the client visualize the kind of purchases that they could be making. So somebody said, looks so good, nice to get rid of the mirrors. I love the colors. Who said that? I'd like to know who said that. Okay, so Debbie, the client wanted to brighten the space but keep her original. Yeah, so that's what I figured. So here, we obviously we cannot take a picture of the exact dining set, but we take a picture. We put something that's very similar, and it just shows that with a smaller budget, if there is a piece of furniture that you still want to keep, it's still possible to update the room and give the client suggestions on what kind of the updating they could do, and we could even calculate the budget and shop for furniture for them. So I'll show you the exact flow, the exact examples of what's possible to do. As a matter of fact, I'll show it to you right now because it is one of my favorites. So let me see what's happening here. Why we're not seeing it? We're not seeing it, right? Hold on. Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe if I make it smaller, I think the picture is too pixeled. Are you seeing this picture or not? You know what happened? I downloaded these pictures from the Facebook, and I guess the quality. Are you seeing it all pixeled like me? Tell me what's happening, because I'm not seeing. I saw it okay on my. So this is good. This is good. Technology is not cooperating. Are you seeing it pixeled? Yeah, it's very pixelated. Yeah. Okay. So this is very unfortunate because this was like the one that I really liked. Hold on. Let me go back. The pictures, I know they're not clear. Okay. So there is a problem here. So give me a second. I'm going to try to go back to my other screen, my other software, and see if I can trick it for you and still show it to you, because I really want to show it to you because I think it's really important. Let me see if I can make it work somehow. Okay, are you guys seeing it? Let me see. I'm all confused here. Yeah. Are you seeing it? Please tell me yes. Okay. Are you seeing it now? Okay. So, yeah, better. Okay. So I'm going to try to show you the best I can. And then what I'll do is I'll post them in the group so you can have a look, okay? Because this is like an amazing example of what can be done. So this is the original photo that a client submitted. So the client really loved this area rug, okay? So everything starts from this area rug, which is really beautiful and it really attracted my attention as well. And once she purchased this area rug, she wanted to decorate around it and so to change the look of the room around this area rug. So this is where we started. As you can see, her furniture is kind of outdated. It's probably not placed in the right, in the best possible way, because one of the things that you need to notice is that the door, there is a door here in the corner. And so when people walk in, basically they're looking at the back of a couch right now, which is not the best, right? So we started with that. Michelle started with that. And then, hold on, let me just get rid of this. I'm going to try to move and you'll tell me if it's moving. So it moved here, and did it move on my StreamYard? Yes. Okay. You can see it now. So this is the floor plan. So this is the actual result. So this is what I wanted to show you. So what happens is if we get the photos and we get the measurements, and then we obviously discuss with you, we brainstorm and we have a questionnaire. So the process is that once it's something that you are interested in, you let us know, and we discuss your project with me. We brainstorm together. We look at the style of furniture, what you want to keep, what you want to get rid of, how you want to get it organized. And then we ask you to provide photos, as you saw, and we also ask you to provide measurements. And so it could be a handmade sketch. Actually, the Bernie, the person I started with this morning, that's exactly what she did. She made me a little sketch with all the measurements, how the windows are, where the doors are. All of that is important, so we know how to place the furniture for you. And then we look at everything, and we provide you with actually 2 ideas of a floor plan. And this is what a floor plan looks like. So this is one potential idea, and that solves, as you can tell, that solves the issue of what I was not liking, is walking into the front door and the furniture like just did not, it was not functional at all. So if you were to put a much bigger couch, for example, it's one of the examples, then it would allow a much better sitting area for everybody. You could still watch your TV, and it would be a lot more friendlier space for people to use. So this is what a floor plan looks like. And it's actually called a 2D rendering because it's flat, right? So you're seeing it as a real floor plan. So this is what the result that we're giving you. Now, what I also want to show you, I'm just getting rid of this is not working here. Okay, what I also want to show you, so we're going to move to the next one. So now I'm going to show you what that space looks like in a 3D. So this, instead of being a floor plan, let me make sure that you're seeing this, that it's switched. Yeah, it switched. So instead of being just a flat 2 floor plan, which is good to give you to see the measurements, this is a representation. It's not the exact furniture that you might have, but it still gives you a starting point and inspiration and ideas on what your room with your exact measurements, so you know exactly, how much flow you're gonna have, where you can walk through, and maybe you're gonna like this chair, or maybe you're gonna say, no, actually, I find that it's too much. I'd like to have more of an open space, so then we can get rid of that chair. Maybe you're gonna say, okay, well, maybe after all, I thought about it, I looked about it, and maybe I don't want to have such a big section. Maybe I'd rather have a smaller L-shaped couch, and then I could keep a chair. So there's a lot of possibilities, but this is a starting point for the conversation. And I think the technology is amazing because this is what we can show you. So this is the representation one of this room, and I'll show you a second. Oh, I went to the wrong place. I'll show you a second idea. So this is idea number 2. So it's still exactly the same space. You still see the front door walking in, the same window, but we changed the couch, we changed, we showed the person that maybe it's better to have a lighter furniture if they want, because it's going to look better in the room. It's just ideas on how this room could look. Again, everything is based, the results that we're providing, so we're giving you 2 options, always 2 floor plans and 2 3D renderings of what the room could look like, because everything is based on what your needs are and what your ideas are and what exactly you're looking for. But I'm just so impressed with this, to be honest. I mean, tell me what you're thinking, guys, because I'm just so excited about this, and I've wanted to talk about it. Sorry, I don't know why my voice is weird, but I wanted to talk about it for such a long time, and I wanted to be able to explain it to you, because I just think that it's so helpful. It's such an amazing tool, and it's very simple, it's quick, and it just helps you avoid all these costly mistakes, and it helps you see your spaces. So I'm waiting to see some comments here, so please let me know. And then so we can stop at this level, so you get to see a 2D floor plan of your room, and you get to see renderings in 3D of the potential furniture and decorations and what it would look like. And that could be just that for you. Maybe it's enough for you to get inspired and to go out and shopping, and because you know what you're going to be looking for. And thanks, Debbie. Yeah, exactly. It's a very good tool to help make decisions. And then, but if you want, we have a level 2, and I'll show you the level 2, because for some people, maybe they just want to get like a real, what we call a mood board in decorating. And a mood board is basically us combining all the elements together. So we actually shop, we search for things that would complement, let's say, this area rug, right? Or that would complement or your style. And let's say you say, oh, I want to have a white couch, and I want to have mid-century modern style. That's what I like. And my favorite color is mustard. And so then we go and we search for things that would work together. And we basically put the whole look together for you with ideas. And we also respect the budget that you have. So we find things. So let's say this couch is, I don't know, $1,200. And then you already bought your area rug. And then we have, this mustard chair for $300. And we have a lamp. So we put it all together. And it's like a shopping service for you. So that's called a mood board, and it's a searching and shopping service. Which good morning. Oh, that must be Adriana joining us, because I see the flag from Brazil. Good morning. Okay, guys. So who else is on? Identify yourself. Say hello. We're almost done. And so that's creating a look. And now, as a finale, Michelle was kind enough to send me pictures, the actual pictures of her clients' end results. So with all of that, the client shopped and bought her own furniture, and then she sent the pictures to us, and this is what the room actually looks like. Now, I did not edit it, I did not enhance it, I did not do anything to it. I just wanted you to see from the suggestions, which was that, right? And it ended up with this, which is, pretty amazing. So she used that rug that she loved, and then she put a lot of cushions. She bought a couch that suited her needs. And the room is very spacious. It's well organized. It provides a lot of seating. It allows people to walk in. The flow is really good. This is another view of that room. So I'm just loving it. And I think it's amazing. It's very exciting. And I hope you agree. So give me your comments. Let me know what you think. And somebody says, I love this, but what if I'm selling and can't afford to go out and buy staging furniture? Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. I will answer you. Tell me, give me your name, and we'll talk about this separately, because I'm not sure if you're talking about a vacant home that you want to use the staging furniture for. This, I suppose that's what you're referring to. So this is not really the service for you. We can deal with your situation separately. I'll be very happy to have a conversation with you, because if you have a lived-in home where you already have some furniture, then this is a service that I provide. I can help you organize it in such a way that it looks the best possible way for your sale. Of course, if you have a vacant home and you need to put some stuff in, then there are other ways that we can work it, because you don't necessarily have to buy all of the staging furniture. I mean, we can try to work it in a budget that's good for you. So let me know who you are, and I'll see it after this presentation is over, and then we can take it separately. But I do need to know, first of all, if it's a lived-in home or a vacant home. Okay. So one last thing, you're probably all wondering, okay, this is all nice, it's beautiful, right? But how much does it cost? So I want to show you the pricing so you can see how much it costs, and you'll see that it's a very, very affordable service. So the way it works, just to make clear, is that once we start the conversation and I understand really your needs and what you're looking for to accomplish and what your budget is, we ask you to fill out a little questionnaire, which is not very long, not very complicated, just so we understand your style, what things you like, what colors you like, what type of furniture you like. And then once we have that, we also, as I mentioned before, we also ask you to give us the room measurements and as many photos as you can from different angles. And based on that, we're going to create the look that we think you're going to like, and then we're going to provide you with 2D and 3D renderings. We're going to give you two possibilities, two options, and then we can discuss further if you need any other changes. So just for that service, it's a really amazing price. As a matter of fact, I was telling Michelle that I need to increase it, but we want to promote it. We want to make sure that people are interested. So we're starting at $139 per room. Usually people do only one or maybe potentially 2 rooms. So, and it's a 3-day turnaround time. So we can work pretty quickly from the time that we can make an appointment, and we do a little quick chat, and then we do that. Okay, this price is going to not to stay too long, and I just realized that I kind of screwed up on this price because it doesn't include my time, but it's okay. I will respect it. If some of you want to buy this service, I would say for the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, we can keep it at that price, and then we'll see. I'll probably be increasing it. And then if you want to go to level 2, which is to actually get the shopping service from us, we can pre-shop the furniture and accessories, and we can make a mood board for you so that you would get that as well. And then all you have to do is just go and order the things that we found for you. So that service is also $139 per room. So altogether, if you were to take the whole package, if you wanted, it would be under $300, which I think is very, very reasonable in terms of the price for you to make sure that we do all the job for you basically, and then you just have to go and purchase. And we do try to respect your budget if your budget is reasonable. So, do you guys have any specific questions that I can address at this point? As usual, I went way over my planned half an hour, but that's okay, because I think I really wanted to share this with you and I wanted to show you. And I will repost some of those photos in the Facebook group. This will remain available to watch on the replay. So if you're watching it on the replay, then comment #replay. And let's just have those conversations. For anyone who, if you have more questions, if there's something you want to know, if you want to, to get this done, then just comment below or contact me on Messenger, and we'll talk about how we can help you visualize your room, and so you can redecorate and redesign your rooms in a very simple way using this incredible technology to help you create the rooms that you're really gonna love. So are there any questions, comments before I let you go this morning? And I'm gonna have to go to the hairdresser pretty soon. If I don't see any questions, I will be saying goodbye. But if you put any questions in the comments later, if you think of something later, that's not a problem, because as you know, I answer every comment and every question I get. So have a wonderful rest of the day, everybody, and hope you enjoyed this presentation. Let us know. Visualize the room is the key. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is to be able to visualize, and not just any kind of room, but your own room, right? So it's exactly your room with your photos, with your measurements. So this way you can't go wrong in selecting your new decor. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.